Good morning, students. Till yesterday you all are aware that we had talked about the BODMAS rule. Now you are all aware what is the BODMAS rule. It follows into the sequential order: brackets of division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. Now we have solved examples based on that, and today we'll be talking about the examples and the expressions involved in nested brackets. As you can see on the screen, you can see there are four types of brackets involved in an arithmetic expressions. What are they? You can see the first one. They are of this type and way. They are also known as the parenthesis or the round brackets. The second one is, you can see they are of a curved shape. They can be called as curly brackets or simple as braces. Then we move to the third one. You can see they represent a type of a box. They are hence called as square brackets or box brackets. And the final one, we have a bar sort of a thing, a line just above the expression. This is called a line bracket or vinculum. Now you might be knowing that expressions which involve brackets, let us take an example for the same. You can see this example on the screen where my cursor is being faced. Now there are certain rules and ways for which you need to follow that particular pattern only to solve sums in this sort of an expression. So the nested brackets are solved only in the following order only. Now as you can see, solve the expressions inside the vinculum first. You see where the A part is written and where the vinculum is there. Now I am pointing the cursor towards this. You can see 1 plus 3, there's a bar above that. So that is your vinculum. So that expression has to be solved first. Then we move down to part B or the next step. After solving these expressions, then we move towards the parenthesis. As you can see again where my cursor is facing, this part inside is the parenthesis one. So first, secondly, then you will have to solve that. Moving on to the third step. After that, solve the expressions inside the curly brackets. As you can see, again where, just have a look where the cursor is being pointed. These are the curly brackets. You can see, these are the curly brackets. So this part is to be solved, the third. And lastly, the D part. Solve expressions inside the square brackets. So square brackets is this part. You can see this. So finally, your order of brackets should go in this order. First, it has to be the vinculum has to be solved first. Second has to be the round brackets. Third has to be the curly brackets. And fourth has to be the box bracket. Okay students, now as you can see, you have already understood the rules for the same. Now we have an example given out over here. Have a look at this. This is your example number 19, which is going to be based on the nested brackets. Now you know the rules very well. The order: first the vinculum has to be solved, then the round brackets, the curly ones, and then finally the square brackets. Okay, so we move to the first step. You see the numbers as mentioned out over here. Just have a look onto where the cursor is being pointed. They are written as it is till you reach the vinculum part. Now you can see the vinculum part is over here, which is into the bold one and which has a bar over it. So this part has to be solved first. Rest all the other expressions remain the same. Now we move down to the next step. Have a look here. 2 plus 4 minus 2 plus, this goes as it is. And what have they done over here and what is being done over here as per the rule? 1 plus 3, this becomes 4. You can see where I am pointing. This becomes 4. So this part is already solved. Okay. Now we move down to the next step, that is solving the parenthesis. Now when we say parenthesis, you are aware, parenthesis means these brackets. Okay. So when you move this, you see, have a look at this over here, the ones in the bold. 8 plus your 8 divided by 4. This is the parenthesis part, the round brackets. So this has to be solved, the next one. When you do so, again as per the rule, you know, because it is 8 divided by 4, so we will be working out on this. So 8 divided by 4. Rest all the other expressions, they go the same. This 8 is this, and this 8 divided by 4 becomes 2. Correct? Okay, so this much part gets solved, and then finally we add up over this in the next part, because this is the bracket in the parenthesis one. So this becomes 8 plus 2 becomes 10 out over here, and the rest, all the other expressions, they go the same. As you can have a look, all the other expressions go the same. Minus sign is over here, minus is over here. 8 plus 2 is 10, which is 10 out over here, and this one, which is 1 out over here. This closes the curly bracket, and this is 3 outside. Now after that, the next step which is there is the part for the curly brackets one. Now you can see this is the curly bracket, this and this expression. So that has to be solved the next one. When you do so again in the next part, you can see all the other mathematical expressions, they go the same. But 5 into 3 and minus 10 plus 1, that part is still into the curly bracket. So 5 3s are 15 over here, minus 10, this 10 is as it is, 1 is as it is, and again the 3 remains same. Now in the next step that is to be followed, 15 minus 10 is 5. So you see in the next step, the other expressions go same. 15 minus 10 becomes 5 here, 1 remains as it is, minus 3 becomes as it is. Okay, now this expression 5 plus 1 becomes 6, so this is to be done. So you see in this step, 2 plus 4 minus 2, plus sign here, 5 plus 1 and 6 here, and then it is minus 3. And then the last step, to solve the square brackets. See the expressions, this 2 as it is, 4 minus 2 becomes 2, 6 minus 3 is 3. Okay, now you see this 2 is the 2 which is over here, this 4 minus 2 becomes 2 over here, and 6 minus 3 is 3. Okay, so this 2 remains, this 2 is the 2 over here, 6 and 2 is 8, minus 3 now is, this 2 is the same over here, 8 minus 3 is 5, and 2 and 5 is 7. That completes your answer.